Hey guys, Brock Keen here, aka 996 Road Trip, and I am in Poland for Luftgekuhlt, the very first time it's been in Eastern Europe, and now I'm going to show you around and see some of the favorite spots of the entire event. So in the 90s, Porsche brought back the Speedster, and honestly, I've always heard the rumors that these are more like parts bin cars. And if that's the case, it's probably the greatest parts bin car ever assembled. And honestly, just these sloping lines, the low roof, the cut down windshield and side windows just makes this car look just as fast as you could possibly imagine. Funny part for me is I believe in like 1988, 1989, they put these third brake lights on the car, and I've always looked at it and kind of thought like E.T. It's got this E.T. look to me, which I kind of dig it. So one of my all-time favorite cars, a car that's inspired me more than anything, is the Porsche 959. This one's got a really special story because it was stored in Ibiza and sat for about 25 years. It's only got about 18,000 kilometers on it, and it's now fully restored and ready to be a daily driver. All right, so probably my second favorite car, maybe my first favorite car here, is this 2.7 RS. It's actually a Drivers Hall Auto Club car, same thing as the 959. This car is probably one of the most iconic Porsches ever made, and it is as pure as it gets. This 917 is maybe one of my favorites, and probably because of the livery. This is one of those liveries that I just don't think it was given enough justice for what it really was, because the other 917s, the Martini cars, they just kind of took away from some of that like excitement. However, this one just is so cool. It's simple, it's clean, and it just screams speed. The way I look at the 917 is it's been kind of reinterpreted multiple ways, all different bodywork. Some of them were open cars, some of them were closed cars. All of them were incredibly fast. In fact, I think, and I could be wrong, somebody will probably correct me in the comments if I am, but these cars, I think they had to change the entire rule book because they were dominating so much. 1,000 horsepower, somewhere in that range. Incredible. Like I'm sitting in this car, imagining hearing these turbos spool up and that boost happening, and these tires that are 18 inches wide are gonna actually break loose because you're cranking out almost 1,000 horsepower. Okay, so obviously I'm a big rooftop anything fan, and this car immediately caught my eye. And then this morning, Jeff Zwart and I were having a little bit of a conversation about these cars, and just the idea that you can use a Porsche for just about anything. And this guy's throwing a paddleboard on it. Jeff's put canoes on his. I've got a tent on mine. Just a really cool concept. In fact, this guy has a terrific Instagram handle. It's 911 Bahama. So a Bahama yellow car. I don't know if it gets much better from a roof rack standpoint than this. Okay, so here's a car that I would say kind of is not the typical Porsche that you would imagine. And it's actually one of these things that I drive my car off-road. It's much lower than this, but the reason I do it is because of these cars. These cars are the inspiration. I love low traction environments and taking risks. And the safari cars that Porsche has built over the years are the epitome of risk, fun, and passion. I mean, I'm a little bit inspired myself because we're building a 996 Safari to do mud flaps exactly the same as this car. Just tuck them back, because I know that if there's a car behind me, it's gonna end up getting rock chips on it. So 1975, 935, this car is essentially Moby Dick. One of these just terrifying cars to drive. This car competed in, I think, the 76 Le Mans. I don't know where it finished, I'm not that good about it, but what I can say is it's another one of these iconic Porsche designs. Just the profile of this car screams, I'm gonna be as fast as possible, and also dangerous. This car would probably kill you if you didn't know how to drive it properly. Okay, so this year there are a ton of turbos here at Luftgekuhlt, and that's because it is the 50th anniversary of the 911 Turbo. And let's not be coy about it. I think everybody will agree that the 993 Turbo is the greatest looking turbo of all time. Just beautiful, soft lines, wide hips, and a whale tail that is probably as iconic as the 911 itself. Also love to see these stickers when you see the Porsche Club stickers like Porsche Poland. It makes me just happy knowing that this car is part of the club and the community families. All right, Blage, so really quick.
Yeah.
These orange cars are iconic in so many different ways.
They are.
Give me a quick rundown of exactly what you got here.
Okay, so this is our RSR.
Okay.
So this car is incredibly fast, lightweight, 800 kilos, 350 horsepower. And it's actually, all of them are original except the last one, which has been reconstructed, which we're going to get to in a minute. And this one has competed in over 84 races at the hands of Eckhard Schimpf, who sort of founded the Jägermeister racing program. Then I guess
the
next one. Yeah, this is of course a Group C car, so it's a ground effects car, so literally it can drive on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it can go over 400 kilometers an hour. And Jägermeister Racing raced with Team Brun back then, and won actually the World Championship with the previous generation car, so the 956, which we also own.
Okay.
This car wasn't as successful, but I think it's as cool as the,
just as cool.
as the 956. Yeah.
Just as cool. All right, and on to this 914.6 GT.
Yes. So this is one of the two 914.6s that have ever raced at Le Mans. There was a white one and this one. And this is a car that that started it all. And Eki bought it from the Max Moritz dealership in Reutingen using his cousin's money, so Günther Mast's money, who used to own the Jägermeister company. The story is Jägermeister sponsored the football team, which was the first corporate sponsorship of any football team in Germany. It was a big scandal. They put the logo on the t-shirts, etc. And Eki wanted to go racing, so he went to his cousin and said, listen, the story that you had with the footballers, can we do that on a car and then I'll go take it to the Monte Carlo Rally? And the guy said yes. And there's an interesting thing about this car. I know we were supposed to keep it short, but I don't know if you can see it, slightly a different shade of orange than the other ones.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
That's because originally it was painted this green.
The whole car was this green.
Yeah, and you can see it here. The inside of the door is still green.
Yeah.
But when they did the Monte Carlo Rally, Günther called his cousin Eki and said, listen, we can't really see the car in the pictures. It's like green, it's dark, it's not interesting enough. So they used the color of the orange band around the sticker of the Jägermeister bottle and painted it orange just quickly over the green. And that's how it all started.
So that's how all of these orange cars started.
So this was the first one. The next one was the F2 car of Graham Hill, which is not here because it's not a Porsche.
Yeah.
But this is where it all started. And then we have that's another RSR in a 935 look. So it has like the flat nose aerodynamic shape and the bigger wing in the back, but it's literally the same car as the one that we have in the back. It's not a Kramer, so it's not a turbo.
Okay.
And this has been reconstructed because we were missing that car. So basically the guys bought an RSR and just did the body for it because we don't know where the original is.
I mean, it's one of the most iconic shapes for Porsche racing cars.
Yeah, and it's the lowest car here actually, funny enough. It's not the 962.
I mean, were you guys scooping up a little bit of gravel?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know all about that.
Yeah, going through here, it had like little stones all over the front lip. It was hilarious and also very scary.
Yeah, of course. I have to turn around back to this car really quick.
Yeah.
You know, we were standing here for a moment and I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the only car with a green roof. Like, what is going on? So getting that background and that backstory of the car being originally green and eventually like vanishing in photos is such a great transition into now this orange race car theme that Jägermeister has.
Yeah. It was, it was clever marketing basically. And, and the team wasn't insanely successful. They really didn't win anything. Eki won some hill climbs with the RSR, but that's because he was bringing a machine gun to a gunfight. So, he went to the German hill climb events with the car that was, prepped for like, the world championships. And of course, he's a very good driver as well. But, it was also that. but the only actual win was Bruin and the 956. But that's because they always were the underdog in terms of the budget. So when, for example, a season in DTM, when they did the Alpha 155 DTM would cost 2 million Deutschmarks, Jägermeister's budget for racing was 850,000.
Oh my gosh.
So what they did is they placed the money cleverly and only race in certain races with certain partners. People think of a racing team now as a Red Bull Racing, like it's a team, it has a budget. It wasn't like that back in the day. You would have like, okay, let's call James Hunt and get him to drive this there.
Okay.
Let's call Niki Lauda and he's going to do the 24 hours of Nürburgring for us in this car. And then the car would get repainted afterwards into a completely different livery. So you would literally like rent a car or buy a car, paint it, get a driver in there. He would go out there, drive, and then the car would go back to the whatever, to GS for a BMW or Max Moritz for
it's
Porsche.
Almost a race on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Yeah. It was like that. It was like that back in the day.
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Sorry.
Well, thank you very much for the time.
It was too long.
No, it's actually great. We'll probably end up with an entire video just of this, which I think is perfect. And then we'll have to take these camping.
Yeah, let's go camping in these. Yeah, that's the new idea.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're wrapping up at the Porsche Classic booth. Luftgekuhlt was incredible. Eastern Europe is amazing, and I can't wait to get back here and drive some more roads.